life.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 26th. The Anti-Hero Broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. A special Thanksgiving episode, as we are not going to go live tomorrow. We bumped it up to today. The show is brought to you by Human Performance. Go to hp-trt.com. Use promo code HERO. Save 20% on your TRT, GLP-2s, peptides, anything you need for your weight loss and getting fit journey and your mental health, your men's health. They've got everything you need. Save 20% every single month. Human Performance, hp-trt.com. And GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices. Everything from pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling patented technology sheets, and their award-winning mattresses. You got to replace something in the home. Tell the old lady, I've got a 10% discount on a website that already has really good prices. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10%. And Elevated Silence. Our boy Jim, elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code antihero15. Save 15% off your cans if you're going to get a suppressor, whether you got a 22 or a 50 cal, everything in between. They got the cans for you, custom made, small business feel, big business logistics. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Promo code antihero. Save 15%. Tell Jim we sent you.
What's up?
Oh,
We got served.
we did.
Served. Well, you guys got served.
Rob O'Neill updates right up, right now. Lewis, go. Typically save these for Mondays, but it's an emergency Rob O'Neill hearing. So I just want to stop. You can take it down, Lewis. I just want to let it be known that I showed up and I see Mike and Jimmy outside hanging out with a random woman. And I'm like, who's
Very
this
strange
lady?
woman,
Yeah,
too.
it was very strange.
Very strange woman.
I'm like, why are they hanging out with the lady?
Very polite,
outside?
though. She was very polite.
And Mike ran inside. Jimmy said, we got served by Rob O'Neill officially. This is the packet, this big ass packet. Had to sign for it. It's official. The Anti-Hero Podcast was served. She wanted me to give him Brent Tucker's address, and I said, go fuck yourself. I'm not like these guys.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get the text like, yo, don't show up.
No, she was going to leave it. I mean, she was not going anywhere.
That's not even the beginning of the story. She came up to me and she's like, is this, I need to talk to the people in here. I need to talk to one tier one. And
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
had that one out first.
and I was like, nope. She's like, Tyler Hoover. And I'm like, he's not here. And then I poked my hand in the door. I'm like, Mike, I think we're getting served.
I mean, it's inevitable. So it's not like it's not like the bill collector or anything. I would have locked the door for that one.
Yeah.
So, we got served. Rob O'Neill officially. Not that we knew we were getting served.
You got the, you want to cover that video that was out? The legal video?
Oh, yeah.
Since it's Rob
So,
O'Neill.
But let it be known first, we ain't no bitches. We didn't fucking give Brent's address at all.
No,
we didn't dime out nobody.
I never heard of him.
Nope. That's pretty much what we were like. We don't know where he is. He's not here. Okay, so
God, Jimmy, look at those guns, dude.
yeah, shut up.
Guns are out today.
Yeah. Hey, one of us has got to wear the tank top, right? I'm going full
almost
Pat
did.
McAfee.
I almost did.
I'm going full Pat McAfee.
Glad I didn't. You would have outshined me.
Get off. Fucking let me make sure I get it right, because she responded back to us she responded back to me on Instagram when I just said, hey, great video. So let me see here. So it's Legal Bites Media. Okay, so Bites is spelled Bytes. She's got a pretty substantial channel. She seems like she's a pretty smart cookie. I think she's a mill spouse too.
She is.
Yeah.
Military spouse?
Yeah.
Mill
So
spouse. Nothing. Everything's got an acronym.
yeah. So she broke down the Rob O'Neill lawsuit. It took about 40 minutes, so we're not going to go through it all with her, but you should definitely go watch it. We'll probably put the link in the description or in the chat, or whatever. But really, really great video. The best part, selfishly, is she addressed me, but like nobody else.
Jimmy got his 5 minutes.
Finally,
Jimmy got his 5
somebody
minutes.
noticed I was getting fucking sued.
Dude, Bill O'Reilly didn't even fucking say my name. right? But she did, and she addressed me specifically, and she goes, I don't even know why this guy's in the lawsuit. He has you could throw this case. I'm paraphrasing, not a lawyer, not legal advice. You could basically throw the case out just on the fact that I was put in it for a stupid reason.
Case, yeah.
Right. So just basically, and I have the biggest, like almost slam dunk. I can counter, sue, slap, whatever it is. I'm not a lawyer, but you should definitely go watch it. I sent it to, we got it sent to us Monday afternoon. Mike got it and gave it to all of us.
I watched, and I was on the miserable machine in the gym. I watched like the first 20 minutes. I got like halfway through. Yeah, it's very articulate. And again, she's an independent. No, don't know her, never heard of her till that day. She gave her opinion. And like I said, I think the headline says
big mistake.
Big mistake, yeah. And talks about all the reasons she sees it to be nothing but a problem.
We got some other stuff. I mean, as far as
I was never going to get into it because obviously I'm not trying to give any information that I don't have to other people. But she talked about the anti-slap, which is a very prominent procedure in New York and California. Other states do it, but it's big in those two states because slap pretty much states that big billion-dollar corporations, million-dollar corporations, it was created so they can't sue news media outlets for simply shutting them up. Like if the news wants to cover something and it's not defamation, it's an actual story, much like podcasters. Slap was created so that way they can't. If they do sue, right, and they do attempt it, Slap automatically, it's not a countersuit. It's not us. It's not suing back to get more money. It's literally in the same case, and it goes, now you owe them money for their legal fees.
And I mean,
but I guess these fucking bottom feeder YouTubers forgot to mention that part.
Well, yeah, not legal bites though. She's great.
No. She ain't no bot. She creates original content.
She does. She's
got 275,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
so pretty big channel. I think she's, like I said, military spouse.
Yeah,
she obviously takes all that of it. Takes just her opinion.
Yeah, but she passed the bar in California, so I mean she's a lawyer. It's not like she's, some person talking into a microphone. She actually has some serious credentials backing her up.
I think my opinion is that I think that this is a monumental case because of one thing. And that's kind of like expectations of anchors, okay, or outlets or providers of information. What I'm getting at is that when Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, when they cover something, it's expected that they, throughout 100 years of broadcasting, however long they've all been broadcasting, they're expected to know right, wrong, the rules of the game, all this stuff, right? It's like charging an adult for an adult crime. They should have known better. They do know better. They have enough experience to know better. Podcasters are like charging a 4-year-old for an adult crime. You can articulate that they have no experience. They don't know the rules. You could articulate really, I mean, there's no excuse for defamation. You cannot say in a civil suit, like, I didn't know. That's not acceptable for sure. But as far as podcasting goes, we are at the tip of the spear, boys, when it comes to First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, podcasting in general, not being controlled by the man, not being controlled by conglomerates. Podcasting, when it started, Joe Rogan was probably the biggest one. It's an unbiased source of information that's not controlled by the mainstream media.
Yeah, and you noticed, obviously, we've Googled and looked. Other major networks have covered the same thing you're talking about.
Yes.
The same questions about whether it went down that way. Not suing CNN. It's not suing any of those major companies. It's years later suing this company.
And because he says, I'm looking after bully. He is being a bully. That's what he's doing.
Based on what she was saying, she didn't have access to that video because the stuff that she laid out, the fact, once we listen to her video and then you look back in hindsight at what Rob said on Bill O'Reilly, it's like, dude, there's even more stuff to just throw out.
Yeah.
Because of what he's saying.
Oh yeah. Cause we covered that Monday where he said, we ran through the two biggest things he said was, That one is you're doing a righteous act,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter how righteous you feel, you cannot sue somebody because you feel like you're doing a righteous act. And the other thing is they got their information from other people that were there.
What is he, Batman? Like he's just a vigilante of law.
So I mean, we could cover Rob O'Neill for 2 hours a day if we wanted to.
I mean, the jackassery. There is some other things going on. Let me make sure I get this right. So, the real dad, not the fake dad, that conversation that we had between me and Tyler. Oh, he's not even looking.
I am. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm texting Dom.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna come on later.
Who called me? So my real dad's probably going to be on the show tonight. So General Johnny Braga is the commander of Joint Special Operations Command. He just took over in September. End of September. Him and my dad played hockey together at Fort Bragg. They were deployed together in the same task force in Iraq. Drink, boys, drink.
I'm listening.
So
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to say I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm making sure our guest is squared away first.
Yeah, of course. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So my dad's going to talk about, some of that, since we're basically related to the guy who's probably going to end up, if this keeps going, getting FOIA requests and subpoenas and all of that stuff. So that was a whole conversation. I had a 5-hour conversation with my dad yesterday.
So this John, what's his rank?
He is a 3-star general.
General Braga from SOCOM.
JSOC.
JSOC. Oh, man, I'm not an SF.
See,
you got to get him right.
JSOC. Called your dad and said, "FYI, I'm seeing this."
No.
See, this is where it gets convoluted, dude. Because it.
Yeah. No.
All right. Jimmy called me yesterday and said, "I want to talk about this, but 80% of the shit we can't talk about." So I don't know what to add.
Yeah. So basically, there was a conversation between me and my dad. So sorry that when we had that conversation, it was so hard to keep you on track. Like, okay, what acronym is this again? And
well, it's not just that. It's like when we talk about something. And I respect everybody, and people will bring up stuff. And if the percentage of we can't talk about it is over the percentage of what we can, we typically don't bring it up, because then all the viewers are like, "So what was the point of that?"
Here's what we can talk about. My dad was part of the same task force where Rob O'Neill and a lot of other people that we know, including Brent, were subordinates. Okay. They were subordinates of this task force. My dad is an actual quiet professional. He doesn't like to talk about what he did. Okay. He did a lot of stuff in special operations from the 90s all the way into 2011. And then even beyond as a contractor. He very, very much hates this kind of stuff. And the conversation basically went like this. Like, I didn't want to have to get involved, but I feel like Mel Gibson in The Patriot. You're fucking making me, Rob. You're fucking making me.
And that is because
he's
typically, is that because it's his son that's involved?
It's because
if this was anybody else in the world, he wouldn't care.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, you basically, you threw down the gauntlet at my son. And I know quite a bit about this special operations, this black soft world that you seem to think that you're the only one who could tell the truth in. One of the things we talked about specifically is, hey, Dad, how do AARs work after a mission? Do you guys lie?
What did you again, just say I can't do it. What did your dad do?
My dad was a lieutenant.
What was his occupation? Like, what was his role in that?
He was part of the staff for Task Force 17.
So he was brass.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So, and what was his job when he entered into the military?
He was a enlisted cavalry scout.
Okay, so he was a Cav Scout originally.
Yeah, he was an enlisted guy, made sergeant. Finished college, went to OCS, became a tanker officer. The military downsized after Desert Storm.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, when you get rank in the military, you can start moving around the military as far. You don't have to stick. Like, your dad doesn't have to be a Cav Scout.
Yeah. When
he moves up in rank.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so when the military started downsizing, he went over to special operations so he could stay in as an officer. And we spent most of our time out at Bragg.
Back at Bragg.
Yep. And that's where I learned to play hockey. That's where him and now General Braga played hockey together for the Dragons team out there.
Okay.
and dad was a goalie. Johnny was a defense. He calls him Johnny too, which is wild. He's like, yeah, Johnny. My dad had a heart condition, and he was like, Johnny was constantly coming around, like mother henning me. So we're pretty well tied in with the Black Soft special operations guys, and this is probably going to land on General Braga's desk if it hasn't already. And there's not that many Arnettes that were in the Army.
Yeah.
It
There's
was
not.
no, not really. Got pretty. It's not. It's a lot less than Hoover. I bet you Dilks probably has less.
Well,
Yeah.
Dilks, I would say there's more Arnettes than Hoovers in the Army. I mean, that Arnett seems like
There were 2 when I was in. Me and my
in the
dad.
entire Army.
And the reason we knew is because of AKO.
That's
right?
fair. Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
So,
Do you know how many fucking Dilks there are in the world that are related to this guy?
all of them.
Facebook, dude. I don't know how many.
There's not that many.
Dude, it's another Dilks mutual friend, like in my screen, mutual friend.
Yeah, but there's not. I have a very isolated family in Jersey, and that's it.
Is that them?
Growing up, let me tell you a real cool story about growing up as Michael Dilks. I grew up in Jersey, and I don't know how cool it is, but this is way obviously before we were writing on the wall in stone. We were doing hieroglyphics back when I was a kid, and I went to school one day, and everybody was like cooties, like nobody would look at me and talk to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? A kid named Michael Dilks killed a girl like a town over, like same age as me, like, not related, never met him, didn't know him, didn't have any clue. But the headline in the paper was, which we didn't have internet, it was newspaper. It was Michael Dilks murders classmate, this whole thing, and all these kids are like,
What are you doing in school?
what the hell you do? Like, yeah. So I was like,
He's here.
So I went through this whole
God.
thing of like Michael Dilks, like another Michael Dilks that had murdered somebody like within miles of where I lived, and didn't know him, never met him, didn't know any side part of that family. So I don't really have that big of a family on that side. The Guido Italian side on the other side is bigger. There,
what's that last name?
Guido.
There,
Constantis is my mom's maiden name.
Guido's.
Greek. That's a real last name. That was my grandmother's maiden name.
Guido is an actual Italian
Oh
name.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a meme, dude.
Oh, I
That's
thought
just
Guido was a classification of douchebags.
No. Well, maybe, but
Yeah,
my mom's maiden name was Guido. My mom's dad's maiden name was Constantis, Greek.
wasn't there a Guido Sarducci?
There's a lot of Guidos. We got Guido in our family is the gambler that me and Alex always talk about, that no matter what he picks, it loses.
Well, speaking of up north, up in the northeast, I saw this this morning right before I came on. According to the New York Post, who does amazing work, by the way. Let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I just fucking reset. I had to open New York.
Guido is not a slur.
New York.
Yeah, I was trying to type that in, and then I fucking
Well, it can be.
I know it can be.
No, we're white. You can't. No, you're not taking Guido from me. No one's taking.
No,
Guido
I'm
from
saying I here.
Sorry.
We have a Italian commissioner in town, and when the budget stuff was going on, one of the sheriff's customer service ladies that's supposed to hold everybody to a high standard at our sheriff's office used Guido as a slur to negatively talk about a commissioner, which in that case, but you're right, nobody gives a fuck because it's not the magic word.
You're not going to tell me I can't say Guido.
I mean,
Well, anybody can say it.
There's a whole there's a whole skit on Rescue Me about racial slurs.
I love that show.
I watched the shit out of it
Rescue Me
in
is a
Iraq.
great
Drink,
show.
boys, drink.
So workers find skull encased in concrete at Boston Pier, sparking mob hit fears.
They're thinking it's Hoffa, Jimmy
No,
Hoffa,
they
Oh, that would be awesome.
wait, who's Jimmy Hoffa?
the one they can't find.
Who?
He was a
Jimmy Hoffa was the
he
union.
was a
The whole movie
Teamsters
was
guy.
made about him.
the
Never heard of Jimmy
Irishman.
Hoffa?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he was a union guy that came in and he
He's-
disappeared.
Was
And for
he
the-
probably dead.
Yes,
He didn't die of natural causes. They killed him.
Yes.
The problem is they've never found him. So the
Oh.
joke was Jimmy Hoffa's in like row section 120 of the Meadowlands.
Oh.
And they buried him in the stadium concrete.
Well, okay, so construction workers at a Boston pier found what appeared to be a human skull encased in concrete last week, prompting a flurry of speculation that the victim of a mob hit from the likes of Whitey Bulger have been
Great movie.
uncovered. The discovery was made Thursday by workers sawing into a concrete portion of the pier
Oh yeah.
when photos showing the distinct shape of a human skull from inside the chunk of broken material.
Yep.
That should show you how the mob works in the sense that they were able to get a dead body into the construction of a pier.
Simple. Back then,
Dude,
there's no
I mean,
cameras.
you could
No.
get a
But you got to get with the crew.
You own the crew.
You own the crew. You own
fucking
the
crew.
union.
You walk up, you pull up in that long suit and that hat, and you look at the guys, and they look at you, and you're like,
Right, that's the boss.
Yeah.
Everybody just
They
I
all-
didn't see
they all
shit.
go like this.
Because if they're working for the mob, they all have to have cover jobs. So the mobs usually own places like this.
They money launder through those.
Yeah, the
businesses.
9 to 5, but you're never there. You're
Vending
never at work.
machines was a huge one. Vending business, vending
Yes.
machines. They laundered.
Construction,
Yes.
restaurants.
Whitey Bulger was Irish though. He wasn't Italian.
Yes,
mob,
he
right?
was,
Was he Italian or Irish?
I'll check it out.
I think Whitey Bulger. Man,
who plays
Johnny
the main?
Depp,
Yeah, he plays a.
Black Mass.
Yeah,
That was a great movie.
yeah,
All right. Whitey Bulger. Irish American.
Irish.
Criminal.
yeah.
So
Because De Niro's the hit guy in that one.
Yeah.
and he's Irish. He's
Did
not.
Robert De Niro's in it?
Or who,
It was Robert. Yeah, you're talking about the Irishman. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about Black Mass.
who's the
that-
hitman in that one?
Black man.
There's no hitman in that.
That's right. It's a story of Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a great
yeah,
story.
So that's
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
the that's
I get
Johnny
him too
Depp.
close. Okay, I get him
That's
too across. De Niro was the hitman in Irishman,
and
but he
Irishman.
couldn't join the mafia because he was Irish. He was Irish.
That's a Netflix series, right?
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's like a 3.5 hour movie.
Is it good?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's
beautiful.
it's Pesci and De Niro together again.
Pesci, De Niro, and
The guy from The Godfather with the slick hair.
Yeah.
He was in Ocean's 11.
Oh,
He was the bad guy in Ocean's 11.
Pacino.
No.
Pacino's in it too, though. It's Pacino, De Niro, and
Is he really? I thought Pacino and De Niro. It is. It's. Yep, you're right. Pacino, De Niro, Pesci, Holy
the big
shit.
three, man.
Who?
Harvey Keitel. That's
no,
who you're
I know.
thinking of.
No. Who was the bad guy in Ocean's 11? The guy they robbed from. The guy that sounded like this.
I didn't watch him.
All right,
I
Ocean's 11.
didn't watch those.
He's in The Godfather.
Ocean's 11. So you're thinking of Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia, isn't he in that?
Let me go back and look.
Lewis is sitting back while
You
Jimmy
just
was
get interested in the movie. Interesting.
Interesting. He's not named. Let me see. Let me make sure.
But the Irishman talks about the Hoffa hit and how their version of how it went down and how
Okay.
he was murdered. And
Who plays Hoffa in that movie?
who is that?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Was it
So
Ray Liotta?
he was not in the
Ray
Irishman.
Liotta?
No, Ray Liotta is
Dude, this
gone.
guy can't say words. Antifa.
Jimmy
Ray
Hoffa.
Liotta.
Jimmy Hoffa is
Putin.
played by Pacino.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
Al Pacino's on his way out, I think.
They're all
Robert
on
De
the way
Niro.
out.
They're all they're all
Like,
freaking
how
getting ready to
Disappointed when
push up
how
daisies.
disappointed when you found out De Niro was such a liberal.
Awful.
I
was awful to
He
hear that.
plays like he's such a fucking tough guy too. Like he actually thinks he was
No,
in the mob.
what's fucking worse, dude? I don't know if it's just me. Finding out that George Clooney is a raging fucking liberal.
Both of them. It's
George
sad.
Clooney, to me, first off, in my time, he was one of the Batmans. He just, I don't care if it's the worst Batman, because it probably is the worst Batman. But George Clooney, to me, was the man, because when I was in like the 8th or 9th grade, I saw this movie called From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah.
And it's what inspired this tattoo that runs up my neck. And he had this badass tattoo that went on. I wanted to go to my jawline, and the tattoo artist was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. You're 18 years old. Sorry. So I got it to come here, which is the reason I couldn't join the Marine Corps, because it came out in a t-shirt. Anyways, so he was like such a badass, and From Dusk Till Dawn, like the bank robbing anti-hero, didn't want to hurt people, but would if he got in his way. You know, good dude, good qualities. but the
Three
bad guy.
Kings.
Dude, he's in tons of great movies, and
Yeah.
he comes out.
Well, I mean, I
man.
mean, he was so anti the Iraq war until President Obama got elected, and then he never said a fucking word about it again.
Yeah, they're all in bed together.
And dude, I mean, even if you're against the Iraq war, you don't have to be a fucking libtard. Now, I do remember when if you were against the Iraq war, you weren't Bush, that meant you were a Democrat.
I
But,
was old enough to remember that.
I
shit,
mean,
too.
my dad's Tahoe had all the Bush Cheney stickers
Oh,
all
yeah.
over it, you know.
dude.
But that was 9/11.
yeah. I mean, that was we. Dude,
That's
dude,
when America came together.
that's the last. time.
It will never happen again. I guarantee you.
No.
Conservative chocolate drop. Wow, I thought Guido was a slur, and I was already typing it. And what century was he Batman? He was 1996 Batman and Robin.
Damn, you knew that right.
And
How do you memorize that
I've
stuff? But
seen
you
every-
don't know who Jimmy Hoffa is.
Want to know something crazy? I want to give everybody a guess on which movie I've never seen in my life.
Okay, give me a hint.
If they've watched Anti-Hero, they know this.
Fuck, I
We've
don't
already
even-
talked. I've never seen The Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather either.
Oh, all right. I think it's one of those movies where if you watch it now, it's not the same.
It
Yeah.
is the same.
It
It's
is.
great. It's great.
Dude,
And I heard
all
The
the-
Godfather Part 2 was actually
all
almost
those-
better.
You got to watch those movies. I mean, they're
Is there a third
the-
one?
Dude, what's crazy to me, like when you think about it, it's like he doesn't know who Jimmy Hoffa is. He doesn't know any of this
Yeah.
stuff. So he was a cop. Can you imagine? Like, I
Yeah.
found something, some body. It's got some Teamster
that-
stuff on it. And everybody's like losing their mind, and you're
That's
like,
just
"What,
so bad.
dude?
That
what?"
made me a good cop because I didn't go into full conspiracy. Like I saw this on Netflix once.
what about Pulp Fiction?
Love that movie.
Pulp Fiction?
You know, oh, dude,
You've seen Pulp Fiction?
you never.
Oh yeah, of
seen-
course I've seen.
Oh.
Pulp
My wife
Fiction.
has never seen it, and I think it's.
I think no one's better. Reservoir Dogs.
yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is more of a man movie.
Well, they're all
Pulp Fiction's a great movie. I
they're all
should.
good.
But Pulp Fiction-
Jackie Brown, severely underrated movie.
Jackie Brown was.
But
good.
the problem with Tarantino movies is they if you're not into the movie, they will lose you. Like Pulp Fiction, at some point, you're like, there. Reservoir Dogs keeps the action up, and it just keeps. Even if you're not a Tarantino fan, it's still a great movie. Pulp Fiction, at the time it came out, you had to be a Tarantino fan.
It's such a good movie.
dude,
There's just
It
so
is.
much
It's
going
really
on.
good.
first of all,
So much
like,
going on. And they're on the Kill Bill series, and they're getting ready to
Hey,
drop the next one.
Clint has never seen fucking Forrest Gump. I've got to fucking talk about that because he's basically fucking Forrest Gump. It's fucking badass infantryman who's done fucking everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackie Brown was good.
Jackie Brown was good.
But Tarantino is a weird
Oh shit!
audio. Yeah, the coffee
Yeah,
maker
it's in the
song
other room now.
is if you don't like you said, over the blood is overdone, the fighting is overdone.
Camera. The door.
It's our first day here.
Hit your-
an assistant.
Oh, Tyler.
Get him, Lewis. Get him, Lewis.
Dude, that's your job, man. Lewis. What I mean, obviously it's not like the new Tarantino movie. What was it? Fucking where they're fucking back, they're like behind German lines and shit.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah, Glorious Bastards was
Well, that was a
great.
remake, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, still really good.
They're all. I mean, you have to like that kind of movie, though.
Yeah,
I could see where you sit down for 3 minutes and go, "This is terrible."
this ain't for me.
Yeah, because his were unrealistically realistic. Look at this.
I have to plug in the microwave.
Lewis is losing his mind.
I hope
over
nobody
here.
clips any of this.
We should clip it all.
Clip it all. We're plugging the microwave in the middle of the studio as we talk. He's got to heat his coffee. Coffee is that important.
Guys, hey, we're on a Wednesday, not a Thursday. We're on a Wednesday, not a Thursday. We're over here streaming for you guys.
I'll Tyler fix it
We've got
Put it on me,
stuff.
Lewis,
Alright.
and then you
Yeah,
fix
just-
it. Put it on
just
me.
Keep it on.
Camera work 101. You're on the wrong. You've been on the wrong camera.
Put it on me. All right. So
Sorry.
there's the view, Lewis. Let's leave it right there.
Okay,
Till
yes.
Tyler will fix the camera, and we're back. So one thing I wanted to talk about when you mentioned the war, how united we got.
Mhm.
I noticed that, and I covered this in my episode that comes out at noon today with police. Is we seem to become very united around tragedy, but after it's over, everybody goes back to just that fake thin blue light. You're stepping on the cords. Well, you're stepping on the cords. My sound's going in and out. Now I only have sound in one ear. So what I noticed is like the country came together.
Mhm.
Everybody. There was no racism at that moment. Everybody was on the same playing field. We all had the same mission. And then in the police world, around tragedy, I see the community come together and officers come together. People that normally would talk bad about everybody or backstabbing, all that stuff goes, and everybody comes together. And my challenge, which I talk about in today's episode on my show, is keep that energy.
Mhm.
Like, because we just go back to being in the police world, just stepping all over each other. Promotions are more important. Admins targeting people, and kind of like the country did. We fell apart. We were the closest. A tragedy caused us to be, I guess, as patriotic as maybe World War II, the first time since World War II, because Vietnam was a disaster. And then 20 years later, everybody, 25, nobody, we're so divided at this point. It's unreal.
It's really sad that it is that way, by the way. Is the camera good? Yeah, okay, the camera's good. Because everybody says the same thing that you just did, Mike. Can we keep this energy?
Yeah.
Can we keep this going?
Good job.
And it
Stepped on it finally and fixed it.
never fucking happens. It never does. I mean,
No.
but like, I mean, I really wish we could talk more about Terry. I know we can't. But like, every time you come in here and you talk about what went on, it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, and I talked about I'll cover that, and I got a lot of people messaging me locally and around wanting to do a breakdown. I'm not doing anything to talk about any tactics or anything until this is settled and her service has been done.
Are you doing that? Is that the one that's coming out at noon, or are you doing it at
No,
7?
noon. No, I'm not doing neither of those. Noon is the one coming out at noon on my channel. It talks just briefly about the a brief couple stories about her and I, and a shout out to her and a memorial for her at the beginning. Then I kind of go into what I just talked about, is how the community and the police come together in these tragedies, but then we just fall apart. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what that episode is about.
Okay.
Yeah. 7 is live, but I'm getting heat to do a breakdown because one of the news networks dropped the information about 7 calls prior in the last 2 weeks leading up to that. And then everybody starts getting on their tinfoil hats and could have done better. And of course, everything could be done better. And that's what a debrief is. That's what an AAR is supposed to be, where we do it to truthfully break down the scenario so we can improve on tactics and
things. The difference between cop work and military is that an AAR, I mean,
first of all, you don't lie in one.
Well, yeah, that. And on top of that, a police shooting scene can last anywhere from 12 hours to 5 days.
We were there days.
Yeah.
Days.
I mean, so, but going back, I heard you guys talk about, well, first off, Blitz Chimera 7601, $20. Thanks, brother. Y'all know who's a good dude, Henry Cavill, him and Antonio Brown. So Henry Cavill is widely renowned as like this amazing guy, Jack Reacher, and plays all these. He's a giant fucking libtard puss. You guys know that? Did you know that?
Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Anti-police, bro. He's even more.
Wow. Are you sure you're not talking about the other guy that was in the show Reacher? Because
Tom Cruise.
No, you're thinking of the wrong guy.
I know thinking Superman.
Yeah,
wait, is Superman?
No, the guy that
Henry
you're talking
Cavill
about.
Superman.
Yes, Henry Cavill is Superman.
Oh, you're don't talking clip that, anybody. I don't sound like I know what I'm talking
You're
about.
talking about Alan Richards.
Yeah,
Rickson. Yes, Rickson. He is a liberal. Henry Cavill, on the other hand, is a Warhammer 40K guy.
Warhammer.
Okay.
This fucking shit.
And is 40K. Widely regarded as one of the nicest humans,
Jimmy,
and as non-political as possible.
I'm going to give it to him.
Henry Cavill.
It's his. It's his moment to shine.
He wore a Warhammer shirt.
Jimmy, tell me what you're doing. Roughly 4:30 this morning.
Make it good.
Okay, so
give it to the Warhammer community.
All right, guys, those of you that are in the chats that even know what I'm talking about, Space Marine 2 had an update this morning. Space Marine 2, okay? And Space Marine 2 is a game that me and my son play. We love it. It's so
way to throw that. Now I can't attack it.
Yes, you can still attack me. I don't care. But
my son was so sick one time, and that was the only thing that kept him alive. That's all we did for days.
Yeah, we play Warhammer.
He made it out.
It gets even worse. It gets even worse. So there's a new operation that dropped. A whole bunch of new skins dropped. It's fucking dope. It was so
dope.
Awesome.
Did you know that? It was dope.
It was dope. It was dope.
Dope.
So at 4:30 this morning, I wake up and I go into my son's room and I go, Shiloh, wake up. Wake up. We got to play this new operation. I'm going to have to talk.
We have a mission.
We have to go. And he's like, no, Dad, I don't want to. And I'm like, first of all, if I was a fucking kid and my dad came into my room at 4:30 in the morning and was like, let's play fucking video games, I would have been like, this is awesome. Normally, it was my dad telling me to go the fuck to bed and stop playing video games.
Jimmy just hoped his dad walked in at one point.
Well, my dad, dude, my dad was deployed a lot. That is fucking true.
Jimmy, wake up. We didn't land on the moon. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I dreamt that Dad told me we didn't land on the moon. All right, Warhammer.
So I go do that. And my wife, my TV's at the end of the bed. I fucking fire up the video game. I'm like, fine, I'm playing this by myself. Got to play it just in case I got to talk about it.
You got the headset on?
No
headset.
No, I'm not that
raw dogging it.
I'm just fucking going.
Is this online multiplayer? Or
yes, it's so you've got PvP, PvE.
Okay, but you're playing with real people.
Yes, you're playing with real people.
At 4:30 this morning.
At 4:30 this morning.
Hey, the new update just came out.
Yeah, and so I'm playing it, and my wife, like, first I was kind of like leaning on her, her feet are like right next to me, and then she's slow.
You're playing in bed?
I'm sitting on the end of the bed playing the game.
I've done that a lot. It's really annoying.
So
to her.
first she's there, and then she slowly moves away. And then it fucking dawns on me. I got up at 4:30 this morning to play a fucking video game and didn't pay any marital attention to my wife. And she was rightly not happy about that.
She wanted to be.
She wanted to be with us.
And for the emperor.
Yeah, I was
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my wife would have beat the shit out of
Shots
me if
fired
I
in
turned
my
on
house.
an Xbox
My house.
at 4:30.
And my wife's a gamer. She's better than me. She's
Your wife's
really
a
good.
gamer?
Super gamer, dude. She's really good at Call
All
of
right.
Duty and all those things.
Dude.
So Warhammer is causing you a divorce.
No, I don't think it's that bad, but it's definitely going to cause me to have to like.
But how
Anytime
important is this new update
I mean, it was important only
for
because
the Warhammer clan?
yeah, it was important only because like, hey, I can't sit if I get the chance to talk about Space Marine 2 and Warhammer,
Here it is.
I can't talk about it without like talking about this thing that literally just
If
happened.
Tyler and Mike give me the opportunity to talk Warhammer,
Yeah. And so I was telling her, like, this is for work. It's technically for work. And she was not buying what I was trying to say.
But here you are.
Yeah, here I am. I survived, but
It's work.
I am working.
Without
and
that
you came in
update
first.
and not playing it, we would
and
not
I-
have been able to know about it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have had a really
Is for
hilarious
the
story.
emperor? Is the emperor involved? Is it for the emperor?
I mean, for the emperor. So are you ready?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
think so.
fucking cook now.
Go ahead.
we're
In the
losing.
grim darkness of the far future, 40,000 years from now, there is only fucking war. The emperor, who is a 12-foot tall demigod who is like magical and shit, is the master of all mankind. He has genetically created 18 Primarchs who are like 10-foot tall, other demigods, less powerful than him, still powerful. And then each one of them has a chapter or a legion of fucking Space Marines, which are genetically enhanced super soldiers. Hence, Space Marine 2. You play one of those guys, okay? The Emperor's golden light shines out into the warp, helping everybody navigate through the light of the Astronomicon, because you basically have to tunnel through fucking hell to get from one place to another.
Louis,
You
I've never
fight
seen him so
space
excited.
orcs, space elves, fucking space communists, and space bugs, as well as the literal demons and deities of hell.
So
It's fucking metal.
So we still have communists 40,000 years from now.
Yeah, they're aliens too, so they're blue. They weren't made in the image of God, therefore they must
I was gonna
die.
say, did Jesus in this game timeline? Jesus never came back.
Yeah, no.
We went 40
Basically, Jesus is basically everybody sort of like aligns with a chapter of Space Marines. My personal favorite is the Blood Angels, and their Primarch is Sanguinius. He's basically Space Jesus.
Does the Space Marines have any demigods of their own, like soft guys that only talk about themselves?
They're
and
basically
believe-
oh.
no. I didn't know.
So the Space Marines are basically soft guys, but they are like, we never talk about what we do. We go out and serve because other normal
I've
people
played
can't do this.
Video games my whole life, and I can't imagine knowing that much
Dude.
about a video game.
It's not just a video game.
It's not just a video; it's life.
No, so it is a world that has existed since the 80s that has some video games.
do they make fun of Dungeons and Dragons people? Like, you nerd.
Are you guys cool
Oh,
with
yeah,
them?
I
You guys
mean,
aren't cool with them?
But Henry Cavill is one of our guys. So they can't. I mean, like,
Ah.
he is way deeper than I am.
Oh, really?
Oh, like, he's painting miniatures. You can go on his Instagram. He's painting miniatures, and he does a really good job. He's in talks with Amazon to make a Warhammer 40K show series. Like, it's gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna be on the ground. I'm going to fucking teach you.
Well, all the things we could have done, we're just getting sued. We
Yeah.
could have been that.
Yeah.
We could
We
have
could
been
have been
Warhammer.
that.
We could just play the game online, and
I mean,
millions of people will watch.
I mean, first of all, it's so fucking metal, dude. Like, if you ever get I mean, like, I have a fucking thing, a whole video that you were like, it's a good video, but it's not
Fuck
the
your
right
video.
time for
It's not the
Warhammer.
right time for Warhammer, Jimmy.
Like, yeah, it's just,
No, I just said it's a great video. We'll schedule it a drop, and he was like, "No, it's okay."
it's true.
You know what? I'm stupid. This is stupid. We're all stupid.
Warhammer.
Warhammer 40K, baby.
Jay Lewis, do me a favor. Email this link to Cop Talk Live. Please.
And my wife is like, there are hundreds of books. There's more books for Warhammer 40K than you can
Books.
read.
Books,
Books.
books, like we open pages.
how
like
long
that.
is it? How long's Warhammer been a thing?
Since
like
the 80s.
Yeah, figured.
So it started out as a tabletop
Yeah, of course.
game. And then, because that's what everybody was doing in the early 80s. Mike knows about that, right? Remember the tabletop
I didn't play
games?
those games.
I'm not
Monopoly.
saying you did. I'm just saying.
I do kind of recall, but I didn't. I never got into any of that stuff.
It expanded and expanded and expanded, and now there's just fucking 30, 40 years of fucking books.
And this is on. I can play this on Xbox.
Yes, I play on Xbox.
Is it like Call of Duty? Like you have campaign and then live?
You have campaign, right? So you can play that. And then you've got PvE. There's a lot of PvE missions. So player versus enemy. So like we're fighting.
So we're co-op is what we call that.
So the three of us
are playing against a computer and
there's either missions or
I will say I did
siege mode.
I did beat Halo. I stayed for the whole co-op Halo thing, and I did beat Gears of War 2.
Oh yeah,
on expert. You have to go through the game once on regular,
and then you get
to unlock expert. And then me and my biggest enemy, the sheriff back then, where it was a gamer, and we went through all those games together and played. I'm talking hours. About that bad. I didn't know the names and what galaxy we're in. I just knew like I had to fight the guys and kill them. But I still remember the day we beat Halo 2. I remember the day the truck jumps off the cliff, goes into the helicopter.
Oh yeah, dude.
It lands, and I was just like, and we're all looking at the cutscene, and we're like,
we did it.
I think we did it,
dude.
Like there was like we were all live. There's a Fort Weeders people too, and you could hear like the wives in the background. I think he did it, and we're like only 2 of us were left alive because 2 of them died, and we're like driving the truck, and the ground's falling. It was pretty.
You might be too old. You're closer to my age.
Yeah.
GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, I played GoldenEye.
So when I never got a chance. Me and Jimmy were fighting that day. I never got a chance to talk about the barracks. So you guys were mentioning barracks, like video game
LAN
barracks.
parties.
We used to go down to the barracks back in 1996, 7, and we played GoldenEye 4-player in the barracks and we played the NBA Jams.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, we had 4 guys. Yeah, he's on fire. We played that and all lunch. So I wouldn't go for lunch. I'd go to the barracks and just play all lunch break.
NFL Blitz.
Yep.
NFL Blitz.
So that's a good one.
WCW, when they first came out with NWO versus WCW, that was the first
NFL Blitz was legit.
Oh,
I was on a wire. We were on a wire.
I still play.
Our surveillance area was a little shack at the fairgrounds because the case was close by. And we did that PS2. We played that for hours and hours and hours.
PS2.
GTA 3 was the big breaking game on that.
GTA 3. Yeah, I mean, Vice City was fucking amazing.
I'm stuck on that level right now. I bought them for Xbox. I bought the readaptation. I'm stuck on Vice City.
Red Dead Redemption.
They're still, yeah. Conservative Chocolate says bring Izzo on so he can say the word again. No, not on the broadcast.
We're trying to get on the. We're trying to get on.
We're trying to get on the radio.
Not happening, guys. Come on, guys.
All right. There's your Warhammer, your weekly Warhammer update.
We're gonna do more. He's
already planning.
I've already got plan. I created a Space Marine with our logo.
We could. How about we just Jimmy? You play Warhammer during the show.
I tell you what.
We do this.
If we get,
and we just check in with Jimmy where he's at.
If we get 5 people that say I came and watched your show because you guys came to Warhammer, I'll fucking wide open.
Oh yeah.
Because you think that because a lot of them are of our backgrounds and of our similarities in our cultures.
Yeah. So Warhammer really I don't want to say infest. That's kind of a bad word. That's a heresy. It's heresy. But Warhammer is very, very much in the law enforcement, the first responders, the military, especially the Army and the Marines. There's a lot of guys that have played it for a long time. I mean, I learned about Warhammer when I was deployed. And I mean, my buddy gave me, that's where I learned about it. I was like, I need more books to read because I'm out. And he's like, here, read these. And I was like, this is fucking cool. What is this? My
Warhammer only lasts about 30 seconds.
That's all
I got.
My wife.
Dylan says, I'm going to download and add you tonight, Jimmy.
Do it.
Good.
What's your gamer tag, Jim?
Grimdark Dad.
We talked about that.
And my son is Grimdark Son. My daughter
Grimdark Dog.
I said that. The cat.
No, the cat's name is Grimaldus.
I'm on
Grimaldus.
Mike and JoJo 28.
Yeah.
Mike and JoJo 28.
Dude, we can definitely you got to be in the Patreon though if you want to play with us. That's the deal. If you want to like play Space or any video games that we're going to play, you got to.
I'm playing Call of Duty.
You got to
7 now.
Hit us up in the chat
Black
in
Ops.
Patreon.
But it's miserable. I'm so bad at it. I
can't play anymore, dude. My son fucking destroys me. Sliding.
I just go online. You get destroyed even worse by like a 9-year-old.
I I saw some people saying that they were having trouble buying merch.
It'll be taken care of after the show.
Right.
I know what the issue is. The issue is we didn't finish completing it. We have to put the EIN. Remember I asked you last week and I never followed through? We have to put the EIN and all that in for payment to start track. The government has to get their money. So we can't sell anything until our EIN is in for tax purposes. So talked to Natalie this morning. It's all set up. All I got to do is go in, add us as add our stuff in. I want to talk about a story it's a common thing now in America, and everybody seems to get a pass. There was a Virginia high school football coach. His name is Travis Turner, who disappeared like 2 days before there.
I saw that,
and he's wanted for child pornography.
I saw that.
Cops do one thing, and child pornography is bad. All that stuff, young girls is very bad. But if a cop does something like that, that's like all over. One cop does something, one guy. These teachers, there's just story after story after story on the internet. Yep. And the females get and they're getting hammered going to federal prison. But there is a wild world of female teachers that are doing like, the last one I think she just got like 22 years in the feds. And she was basically bribing students with drugs, all that, having sex with them, videotaping it, blackmailing them, keeping them involved. And then you got
these are married women.
These are married women. Like, and the old joke, all the guys, where was that teacher when I was in school?
Yeah.
And, I would never told on her. But men can be victims too. These are young teenage boys, and they're being exploited. Then what happens is they get threatened with like, hey, I'll release this, or I'll let somebody know about it. And their mind is very underdeveloped. But this story breaks, and I look at this and go, if this was a cop, this would be like super news. This would be everywhere. This guy kind of like just disappears into the.
They kind of are. The problem is we shouldn't. The problem is demonizing one profession. We should not demonize
correct,
teachers, but
what I'm saying is we get demonized.
Yeah. Like the teachers, like, dude, I saw that one. I saw one where, I mean, this is an older case, but she just got sentenced to 10 years for dumping her husband's jizz into cupcakes and feeding it to kids. Like, you're fucking demonic at that point. Yeah. What kind of like sexual deviancy do you have?
We've got to get our kids out of these fucking schools.
I thought you were gonna say we got to get her on that.
Yeah, come on, she's in federal prison.
No,
but it's a very big, and then it's big in like the like these pedophiles that are coming out as teachers that are pushing the LGBTQ transgender narrative, and you find out like the two guys in Georgia that like adopted kids, and then they were like using them to make child pornography. That whole area of teachers, caregivers in that field is like they're just flying under the radar, but these stories are horrendous.
Heather brought up a good point. There should be a higher charge because they're in charge of
they are
responsible for the kids.
22 years in the feds for like
barely under years
barely under it, because that's like 16-17-year-old kids, and that's a lot of time for a 16-17-year-old kid.
Dude,
like, they're getting hammered.
Wood chipper.
Yeah, but and again, the men's side, if it was a man that was 27, married, having sex with 16-year-old girls, he would be on the front page.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he would be black. But these female teachers are just flying under the radar, and there's just story after story after story. They're everywhere.
I mean, I didn't have it that bad, but I actually did make my son's kindergarten teacher quit her job.
Is this story somehow going to relate into this teacher having sexual relations with anybody?
No, I mean, it's more of female teachers doing dumb shit that you really need to be fucking paying attention to, because going unchecked, this is where it ends up. And they are flying under the fucking radar.
And supported the unions, a very powerful teachers union in the United States. They can actually like, they look at them way more than cops, like swaying elections and making sure the teachers unions on board. But they go on strike. They have a lot of power, but it seems to be far more instances in the teacher area for these sexually deviant cases. And that one just blows my mind. Like, they came to his house and his wife's like, no, he's missing. And they don't know where he is. They think I think they think he went and killed himself somewhere. He got it. The story broke that an administrator of the school was on leave, and they didn't say who. And then like the cops were like on the way to his house to interview him about this child pornography. And his wife's like, no. Then she posts like a Facebook post that my husband's missing, then deletes it a little while later. And now he's just gone. So they have no idea where he went.
He's in the wind.
Well, and I don't think he gets away that easily in that area. I think he probably went out in the woods and killed himself somewhere, and they haven't found him yet, because he was getting ready to get, 6 counts of child pornography, and then more coming. They had like chats and videos and all that stuff coming
what a
for the
fucking
premier high school coach in Virginia. Like the team's undefeated and going to the state championship game, and breaks right before their game.
Conservative Chocolate says we can't just go over that. Who's Natalie? Natalie is our graphic designer, website girl. She pretty much does all of counterculture artwork. She does most of the anti-hero designs. She built the website. Her and Mike jointly built the merch website. And she's also best friends with Heather. But I didn't know if we ever said that. No. But yeah, she's cool, man. She's I don't remember her social media off the top of my head, but she's in Cali, so she's 3 hours behind everybody.
Yeah, she's on it though. I remember last week when I finished the designs and we talked about it. I thought that was just for us to get paid. I didn't realize I had to have that in to take payment at all. So that's all. It's a couple clicks of a box. We'll have it live by 1:30 or so.
I got a new design too. The allegedly design.
Yeah, I have it ready to go. You want? I can put that up if you want.
I want to see it.
Hold on.
We can't put it up if there's. Well, we'll put it up just so you can look at it.
I gotta email it.
So you can look at it and salivate. Like, yeah.
Clint was gonna get a shirt.
You're gonna get a shirt, Clint.
Yeah, Clint
needs his own whole line.
Promo code Clint.
What is this?
15%
in the Gov.
In the Gov.
In the
Roll up
Gov.
on it.
I rolled up in the Gov. Oh, we got him. So we're gonna start this new segment hopefully once a week, bringing in our associate, our brother in blue, Dom Izzo, the most controversial man in police talk right now. But he's controversial because he brings the truth, and that's why we really wanted to have a segment every week dedicated for him to what we call to let him cook.
Let him cook.
God, man, the guy is so knowledgeable about the career. Really wants cops to be set up for success and the war on cops to have no ammo. And in order to do that, you really do have to do the basic fundamentals of not being a fucking retard. And that's where Dom comes in. So if you could bring up Dom, my man.
What's going on, gents? How's things?
What's up, man? Is your mic on?
Yeah, can you hear me? Test.
Sounds like you're in an echoey room. I don't think it's coming through your mic. Go to settings.
It's going right through me. Like Christmas dinner tomorrow, audio, digital mic. Let's see.
Test. How's that?
Yeah.
Technology, man. That's how things work. Yeah.
There we go.
So Dom, I know you've covered it a little bit, and even Mike over here has covered it, but you put out a video about Tatum, Officer Tatum.
Yeah, our dude.
Is this a recent video?
It was the recent one I did was where he covered and supported the Texas cop who did a little bit of he didn't do a little bit of he just arm chucked. He did a check into the two South Carolina football players, and it was blatant. There was intent behind it. It fit the literal statute of assault by Texas state law. And then Tatum's going. This might be that was my background. Sorry about that. I don't know if it came through on your end. Good. He defined it literally. It was a little bit excessive. Well, on a scale of 1 to excessive, it's excessive. Then he talks about the definition of, I talk about the definition of assault, how it meets it literally to the standard. And he justified the literal criminal actions of a cop by saying, well, you have to understand it's Texas and there's a history and this and that, and there's emotions. And I don't mind any of that if you use it for citizens. So in comparison, I put it to when he talked about the Jacksonville, Florida stop with the black man and the 5 cops and the window punch. And it was inclement weather because of like one fucking drop on a rain window, and how he will stretch the law to make it fit somebody being taken into custody unless it's a cop. And it just hurts my ass.
And I think this is what your platform is. And I think obviously we're very close, and I think you're unjustly misunderstood with today's technology, when we see a cop blatantly break the law like you saw in that Texas and we don't do anything, it sets a terrible precedence to the citizens of the country that cops aren't held accountable. And I think obviously that's what we talk about a lot, but you would agree we have to start holding these people accountable and charging them with something. You chose the job. You chose to make that decision. You put yourself in the limelight, and you do something that every other human being on earth would be arrested for, if not in a uniform, and they get away with it. That's your big stance on it?
100%. When you think about it, what, as a patrol officer, I don't care if you're a municipality, county, a state, what can't you do on duty or off duty with a badge? There's almost nothing.
You can't break. Yeah.
There's almost nothing
right now. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
When you see cops, we see cops speeding, texting, no seatbelt on, and it's like, okay, whatever. But when the citizens see it, it's, how come you get to do it and I don't? And what people are tired of, what I'm tired of, is these cops turning these small things that are petty to us, right? I'm not a cop anymore. I'm just saying us because that's the profession. Well, it's not a big deal. You didn't use a turn signal, but a cop can use that turn signal you didn't use all the way into killing you, because it can escalate on that. And if you don't take it that fucking seriously when you're doing it, then why are you taking it that seriously when you're pulling somebody over for it?
Yeah. And I think what we're seeing, and I know we're hard on the TikTok generation of cops, is they're openly videoing driving, no seatbelt, committing violations. And I know they chalk it up as, oh, they're just being playful, they're humanizing the badge, or they're being right with the community. But they are publicly displaying that they can not abide by the same laws that they're sworn to enforce. And it seems very minor, but just like the broken window theory, if they're going to let themselves get away with XYZ over and over and over, you're right. Then they pull somebody over a seatbelt, ends up in a police shooting, and it all started with something that you are openly doing every day on TikTok, and you're not enforcing it yourself. And that, to me, creates a very big problem with the appearance of law enforcement being fair and non-biased.
Bigger than people think, because it's going to go from that turn signal not being used, and it's going to have 100 times a cop gets to do it, and then you live in some county and you're getting pulled over and you're going to court every other month because you don't use your turn signal, but you never see them use theirs. It's going to escalate all the way into I can't recall what county it was. The sheriff's deputy, 4th of July, about a year, and it was either this last year or year before, enters into a home illegally because he got a fireworks complaint, made 0 observations whatsoever, pounded on a door. He didn't chase anybody into a door, or juveniles open the door, shut the door, he pounded on the door. When the juveniles opened up the door, he stuck his foot in there. Mom comes up and says, no, get out of my house. He had no lawful justification. My view is, I'm at the point where I'm going to say, you don't want to do everything else. I'm fine with homeowners exercising the Second Amendment on you, because at what point, 100%, if you are knowingly and willingly, you willfully, knowingly violate the Constitution, no amount of we'll just take them to court is ever going to fucking matter.
Yes,
I mean, because at what point is it tyrannical government? It's got to start somewhere. Tyrannical government starts somewhere. They just don't announce on Fox News, "Hey, we're taking over."
Jimmy hates cops, so Jimmy's not saying anything about shooting.
But I will tell you,
never going to happen.
Even as a former cop now, and obviously, I'm sure you have to feel the same way when you drive around where you live with everything you say. It's terrifying to me sometimes when I get on those long stretches of highway where I'm by myself in the middle of nowhere. And I know I'm not liked by agencies and administrations. And it's like, I actually have that feeling like, will they make something up? And what is on the side of the road as cops, we always argue, we'll take it to court. Here's your ticket, fight in court. That's okay. It's a traffic ticket. But when you get into like he says, somebody coming in your house or a cop grabbing you illegally, you defend yourself, and it's called resisting arrest with violence, and you go for a felony. And now you have to go into court as a felon and defend yourself from that versus that guy. What does it happen? Oh, it gets dropped and he gets counseled and he goes back to work.
It could be anything from, battery or assault on a law enforcement officer up into you turn the corner, you hear commotion, you grab your gun at your home, and you see your kids looking at you back with fear, and you see a fucking big black boot in the door. Whether or not you will put shots downrange into that door to save your kids, that's up for debate. You'd have to tear apart everything else, but that could happen. And the fact that it did happen, and then there's a cop at the other end of that door where you can only see the toes of a boot, maybe a hand, it may be a face. Now it's murder on a cop rather than just murder. It's just
you don't think you're going to court for that, do you? Because the other deputies showing up they're gonna let you up. Mike said it. I've been feeling this way for the last 10 years. At what point does a cop pull me over, recognize me, and the next thing you know, get out of the car, and I'm going, really? And then all of a sudden, my instincts kick in, and I drop that fucking cop, and then all of a sudden, I look like an aerated lawn because backup shows up, and I go, listen, let me explain what happened, and then that's it. That's been a
I
conservative.
agree. And what Sean Reyes does is highlighting the failures from basic constitutional knowledge. The other thing I think, and I'm going to say it, and there is a market, and somebody ever gets on this and capitalizes, there's a market for what we do where we just screen record these TikTok cops and just post it to make fun of them. There's a market for a defense attorney or some type of organization to go around and just keep a file on every cop that's posting those stupid videos. And when they get ready to go to court, they just give it to, like, their paralegal gives it to that judge and says,
that's not even paralegal, that's an intern job.
That judge goes,
every cop you see,
here is 72 videos of you driving with your phone out and not wearing your seatbelt. You don't enforce the law properly. You don't hold yourself accountable. I can bring your credibility into question with those videos.
Oh, that's you. I've been talking to somebody you and I know. That's the next step. I made that decision last week. It's like, I'm going back. I looked online, and you can take your experience, life experience, law enforcement, all that, go, and in 4 years, you become a lawyer. If that's the case, then that's my career 2.0. I will fucking go after them.
Yeah, and I know people, like, I had to come out that I was a cop hater, somebody that knew my page, and I'm like, you're missing the point. I'm not a cop hater. And obviously we disagree on the goon stuff, and we did work very different careers, and I definitely pushed the limits of the Fourth Amendment when I worked. Very different, but we both agree that when done, the law, you enforce it to the T when it's done correctly. So I support the guys that go out and you know as well, a blinker stop is always used when you know there's drugs in the car or something. That's the right reason. But to do it when you're not holding yourself accountable and then break the law once you get up there, if you can't get in the car legally, you're done. Like, you got to get them next time. But these guys, if you're willing to look the other way on all that other stuff, are you willing to do look the other way on the critical things?
That's my problem. It's a massive integrity issue. I don't care. You want to go get all the guns, knives, bombs, weapons of mass destruction you want, and use the PC from the IVC or the vehicle code, go right ahead. Just, it's a massive integrity issue when you don't. And my number one thing has always been the DUIs. Before I was a cop, I worked at a 4 a.m. bar. I've never seen bigger abusers of drunk driving laws on the planet than cops.
I'm guilty of it.
And to this day, that's how they did.
Do you guys remember an incident where, like, a multi-agency task force was trying to serve a warrant? They served a warrant to the wrong house and ended up in a gunfight with a veteran, and he killed 2 cops and wounded another. They took him into custody, and then he ends up committing suicide. Because
that's tragic.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Did he commit suicide?
Sorry, Dom. Go ahead.
Did he Sandra Bland commit suicide?
Who's Sandra Bland?
He's basically insinuating that did the cops kill him and he committed suicide.
Oh,
no, I think he committed suicide at home after.
So I think that, like, so he did go. He did. I think he killed 1 cop and wounded 2 others, or it might be the other way around. He was a GWAT guy, and then he realized he had just killed cops. He thought they didn't come in, they didn't identify themselves. He thought he was fighting burglars, and then now he's like, holy shit, I'm going away for life, and I killed people.
That's what I'm talking about. That's it. I mean, dude, knowing, like, cops knowing what they can and can't do. I mean, it's hard because mistakes happen. It's called human error. I don't know how an entire task force, somebody doesn't go this address, but it happens. And
I mean, more frequently than it should be.
It's lackadaisical. I worked with very lackadaisical people when I was in the drug unit. And I remember one of the judges I always went to, Judge Morgan, great dude, but I would have to wake him up at like 1 a.m. to get a warrant signed. And I remember I went to his house and I was getting this information from the guys on the ground. So I write the warrant, I type the address, I get in there, I pull out of his driveway. He's miserable. It's 1 a.m. He just woke a judge up. I get like 3 blocks away and they're like, hey, we got the wrong address. You have to go back and get it changed. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I like cross it out, go back. The judge has to. I get another 3 blocks away, no lie, and they fucked it up again. And it was the address was wrong. And that's a critical, obviously a very critical part of the warrant. So I went back again and I'm like, Judge, he's like, if you come back again, he's like, just drive straight to the courthouse. You're in contempt. He's like, do not come back to my house. Like, he was being funny but serious. But that is something that if that's lackadaisical work on the ground, and if nobody's paying attention, imagine hitting the wrong house at 1:30 in the morning and some war vet is in there sleeping and off you go. But Dom's argument, I think, is the cops always come out on top of that situation and they don't get held to the same standard as what really is. That is an armed burglary. That is an
It's
armed
not the
burglary.
same. It's not the same. It's the higher. I don't know about you guys, but that was the phrase of my academy class. We hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Everybody says that, correct?
But
and it's
when
not-
does it happen?
It doesn't happen.
I think you bringing up the mindset of do as I say, not as I do. And for any non-cops that are watching or listening, it's kind of like your dad. You look up to your dad. A good dad is not going to set a constant bad example for you growing up and then say, do as I say, not as I do. There are times when dad says, get in the fucking house, or there's something going on, or get in the car, don't talk back to me. There's just times where he will say, do as I say, not as I do. And, or there's just times but overall, the overarching thing is that I look up to my dad because he sets the standard. And cops, sometimes you will see them merge fast. And it's not that we're saying that cops have to use their blinkers every time they're driving. It's when they're not going to a code call, they're not doing something where they can articulate the reason why I didn't put my blinker on was because this, that, and the other thing. The reason why I wasn't wearing a seatbelt was because I was 2 blocks away from the fucking drug house I was just going to jump out in the sky on.
My personal favorite, and I wish I could have taken a picture of this or taken a video of it, is there's this big digital signs that go over the highway that say, don't text and drive. And I'm watching FHP's car go like this.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're on the computer or on your phone.
Yeah.
There's statutes that give cops provisions that they don't have to, adhere to all the laws, and everything that Tyler said is right. There's times why are you driving 2 blocks away without your headlights at 2:00 in the morning? Tactical reasons. I have to. If you can articulate it, that's fine. For me, it's always integrity and attitude. The same damn things that cops use to issue citations over, which they shouldn't. I don't care if you don't use your turn signal. Present it in a professional way. When somebody says, hey, why didn't you use your turn signal? Hey, I appreciate that. Just let you know it was a tactical decision. I did that. Versus I'm a cop. I can.
Yeah.
That is my ultimate problem. And with what you said about the dad and respect, it's funny that when I went to FTO school in 2015, those were the first words out of the instructor's mouth. He said, congratulations. You're the new generation of FTOs that the words, because I said so, have got to be removed from your vocabulary. You could be in a gunfight and tell your rookie, get the fuck behind the engine block for cover. Why? And you can't say because I said so, because he'll be in chief's office the next day filing a complaint on you for harassment, and they have to take it seriously and listen. So that mentality, that's gone, and that's already 10 years ago. So now we have a whole generation of cops who've been promoted, their leadership, and they are fucking perpetuating a drama-filled cycle that is putting these shitbags on the street.
Yes.
Damn.
I'm seeing it firsthand from people I talk to at the local agencies. It's a huge problem. I get the 80s just screaming at people. Like I got screamed at. I know you got screamed at, Dom, during your career. People, that's how we got FTO'd and trained. That probably wasn't the most effective, but just like everything else, we have gone so far the other direction that all experience is being done in a laptop on a computer. They're not actually getting out, and they don't know the law. I mean, Sean Reyes wouldn't have a job if cops knew the law. There would be zero views. There would be no views. You wouldn't see all these auditors out there. And I know it's like some of them are very shitty. That guy in Boston, that dude is terrible. He's nasty. But overall, what I think this shows is in a job where we say the brotherhood, we're professionals, we hold the highest standard. And if that's the case, most citizens should not know more about the law than you. Most citizens should know it's legal to record on a public sidewalk, and you don't. Most citizens should not know more about the Fourth Amendment. The problem is, even now, is we're in the death scroll, the doom scroll generation, that all they do is sit on their phones. So they're not learning, they're not paying attention to that stuff. And it does. That illegal trespassing turns into an illegal arrest, that turns into a use of force, and the cop gets suspended or minor punishment, comes back to work. Where if me and you are walking down the sidewalk and me and you get in a fight, I'm going to jail. I'm getting prosecuted, and the cops are not. And I think that's where Dom's biggest problem is. And I agree with it. And people say, oh, you're anti-cop. I'm not. I want all you guys to put.
I'm anti-cop in this generation. This generation of cop has too many.
Since you guys brought that up, can I ask a personal question? What's worse, the kind of cop that you just talked about, or a young person who's got some college and wants to change the world and thinks they know how to do it
that's a cop,
as a FT, as a trainee?
Good, Dom, I'll let you answer that.
I'm not a fan of the college, and not just I didn't go, but it's the life experience, right? And I think it needs to start with an age limit first. I don't think a 21-year-old should be in any
25.
position. I think it should be
What
30.
about
I think it should be 30
military
or 60.
Military service gives you some
Military
experience.
service is good. I worked with a ton of Marines, and they were squared away, badass, did their stuff, but sometimes they were the cran eaters. They didn't think the way, hey, you may not want to run to that building. It's full of gas, and you're wearing a polyester uniform. So, and it's 2 a.m. Nobody's in there. So they made some great decisions. The college dumbed people down. And what life experience do you have where you go to a person's home, there's a couple in their 50s, they're arguing over a bill, she's not giving him attention, so he's seeking it somewhere else, and you got to show up on scene because the neighbors say they're screaming too loud, and you walk in at 23 years old and you've never even fucking had a relationship longer than 3 months. It's a subjective.
You can solve algebra though.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was a crazy conundrum. I am a vet. I was a cop. Like, I always thought it was just a crazy concept when chiefs and sheriffs would go, we hired this many war vets. And I'm like, it's as a citizen, if I wasn't both, I'd be like, I don't really want Iraq and Afghanistan war vets running around enforcing constitutional laws in our domestic.
I disagree with you on that. I 100% disagree.
I don't think there's no other than the uniform and following orders by the government. There's a lot. If you broke it down, there's a lot less correlation than people think about joining the military.
I agree. I'm not fighting you on that. What I think though is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tom or Mike, whoever,
Already did.
a person that,
Yeah, I didn't like your answer. He's going to somebody else. Go ahead, Jimmy. Let him cook.
I think that as a guy that went downrange, whether in the GWAT, who actually
drink it.
I didn't say the I word and I didn't say the S word. So
we got to add GWAT and downrange.
Yeah, down. Okay, Justin, start making a list. I mean, if you had to shoot people downrange, like my desire to kill other Americans is fucking zero. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do everything I can to not have to kill someone and to not overuse force. Cause it's not a mystery.
But you're all
point. He's got a point. How many people do we see that come on that have never held a weapon before? Now all of a sudden we're doing it. I agree with that point. You have less to prove.
Yes.
Well, on the contrary, I don't like somebody that applying for the police department saying, I don't want to have to kill Americans. Like,
you have to.
Are you already callous enough to where
I could look if I had to do it?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying there's a fear. I'm saying you're already pre-programmed. Oh, there's people I want to kill, just not Americans. You're already predisposed to killing people, and not, which is a thing of war.
But here's where, and I like your mindset, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. The problem is that even that connection, that the first thing you snap to is killing people, the job that is like 1% of the job, if not less.
I mean, and
because
and 0% of the job.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You should know how to shoot very well,
right,
when it's time. But I think what Dom and I agree on is it's the mind of policing has changed to, it's just do what I tell you to do. I'm not going to have, I'm not going to hold the same standards. So I'm not saying the military guy, because he does have standards,
right?
And he knows that the rules are very important, way more important than the police structure.
Attention to detail,
garbage. The military structure is detailed. You know what you're doing. 3 years from now, you look at the calendar and go, we're going to the range that day.
Yep.
But the problem is we've lost the ability to interact with humans. This generation does not know how to talk to people, which I think Dom agrees leads to more use of force, more weapons being pulled, the inability to de-escalate, which is a huge word. It doesn't mean cower and bow down. De-escalate means being mentally tough enough to control a situation without going to this level or the bottom level of getting killed.
So I've seen both of you guys have the gift of gab. I've seen. I'm pretty sure you guys have walked, de-escalated situations with, your mouth rather than anything else.
Yep.
Where's that getting taught?
It's not. You can't do it. I tell people all the time, the easiest thing for a cop to do is you go take a sales class or you listen to stand-up comedians. Those two platforms, they learn how to deliver with inflection the point of what they're saying in a listening way where you're telling a story and you're getting somebody to hear you. The best example that I played so far was the military guy, Casper, Colorado, who was shot on his balcony. He's a vet. Him and his girlfriend in an argument, pushes her out of the door, admits to it. Cops will not let it go. He flat out says, I'm not going. He goes, if it's either going to be suicide by cop, but I'm not going. He doesn't say. And the cop, okay. So, did you push her? Asks. I mean, the tonality was all off. I'm like, if ever there was a time for literal tonality in conversation, that would have been it, and that would have saved everybody. But cops are not taught it. They're 100%. They need to take.
So Dom, tell us where everybody can find you and what
are you going live tonight?
No, he goes Fridays now.
Friday night. Friday at 8
You
p.m.
moved to Fridays?
Dom moved to Fridays.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Somebody had to fill that warm bed. Fuck, man, I love the scent of those sheets. Friday night live at 8 p.m. We're in spirit coming on after Copville OG. And that's where we're at. YouTube, all the good places out there. Go to coptalklive.org.
All right. Based on the comments, I know a lot of people already follow you, but if you don't, go catch Dom on
Steve in there.
He's got 2 YouTubes, Cop Talk Live and the fitness.
Izzo Wing Chun.
All
Teach
right.
people to fuck people up.
All right, Dom. I appreciate it, man. All right, later.
Take it easy, Dom.
We got to hit our sponsors real quick. Go ahead and roll that vengeance. Thank you, Jason.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people. To detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Mike's ready. Mike's always ready. All right, guys, we're back from break. Don't forget to check out our guys over at Violent Provisions at violentprovisions.com. Use code ANTIHERO for 15% off. They provide high-quality shirts, heavyweight hoodies, and stickers with unique designs for the real grunts, veteran, law enforcement, operator apparel. Check out violentprovisions.com, code ANTIHERO15. And on the 28th, they're doing a massive Black Friday drop. Their Instagram was down temporarily yesterday, but it's back up. Check out at Violent Provisions on Instagram and violentprovisions.com for your cool clothing for the SWAT boys and all the operators out there.
And Flatline Fiber Company. Go to flatlinefiberco.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15% on their already badass prices. They've got everything from rifle slings, IFAKs, dump pouches, and baseline bags. Everything you need for your rifle setup, they have. Made in America with a lifetime warranty. Very important. Go to flatlinefiberco.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Tell them Antihero sent you. We got a couple super chats. We've got a lot of people demanding they be read. We just, we can't hang up on the middle of a call and be like super chats, but we will do them now. Serve of Chocolate says, bro, Izzo is on it today. Jesus.
He's always on it. He brings an energy.
Dude, Imperial meets curtains. I don't. Imperial's meat curtains. Mike, have you looked at the document about New Hampshire law enforcement? The state is very behind in the times and is and all of the small departments are corrupt.
No, if you can get me that document, DM it to @CopvilleOG on Instagram.
I want to say somebody did DM it to us.
Did they?
It's just so if it's
I
not
get a
Patreon,
billion.
it's,
Yeah, Patreon's the easiest place. But if you resend it, I'm live tonight, 7 p.m. on Hot Topic. That's something that maybe I can jump on tonight. I'm live with Jordan Ennis at 7 p.m. on Counterculture.
Conservative Chocolate says word on the street, Marco Lopez case getting dropped. That would be
so interesting. I know
That's the
Carmine
feds.
Marcino just got lucky. They were investigating him for like a year and a half.
They
Lee
finally
County.
stopped.
They dropped him, but we were talking about Lopez the other
Yes,
day.
we
Lopez
were.
was the one that was
Yeah.
they were arresting all the local arcades in Osceola
The
County.
competition.
And then they were running, him and his wife were running an organization that was letting everybody gamble, which is a huge problem if that gets dropped, because those arcades breed crime, drugs. That's where all your drug deals, robberies, they're getting robbed all the time.
This isn't like the arcade that we went to.
No. This is arcade is like a meth fentanyl breeding ground for the homeless to swarm into somewhere that has free hot dogs and Wi-Fi. And they come in with their last $20 and they're over there, kind of like next door. They're over there playing their game and they're winning money. But what multiple, two of them we had in my county that were inside job robberies. So the manager said, "All right, we're loaded. We got like 8-10 grand in the safe. Now's the time to hit it." And these guys come in and do an armed robbery, hold the place up, steal the money. So it breeds that type of crime. It's unregulated. It's illegal. It's illegal.
That, what a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes
That's
government
what you meant.
involvement does stop. Unfortunately, when Uncle Sam's not involved, sometimes it is a breeding ground.
Yeah.
for
So
crime.
like a casino has security, armed security. You go through a detector before you go in, all that stuff, metal detector. Here at these places, you got guys just waiting outside and they're robbing these, unfortunately, these junkies. And then, then the junkies credibility comes into it where you really rob, you don't have no teeth anyway. So did you really get them knocked out? Then they've told so many lies when you've pulled them over. It's like, that's another problem with cops, is like believing these guys like that when you're like, bro, this is like the 30th time you've told me this lie. And then they do get robbed. And you're like, oh, this time it's for real, right? Like this time.
No,
So
it's never.
That's
Dude,
why
I'm still tripping on the fact that we call them arcades. I mean, when you told me arcade, I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna go play
No,
tournament here
Warhammer.
too.
No.
There's a reason why they're called arcades. It's less.
you can't call them gambling because it's illegal.
They call them arcades.
Yeah, they spent a
If
lot
you
of
get a
time.
grown ass man with a goatee in his 40s and say I'm going to the arcade, he's going to a casino.
Yeah.
An illegal one. Yeah. VFW Chronicles. Let's go ahead and hit that up. Not much to say on it other than my journey to becoming the commander in the national chapter has taken its first step. Oh my goodness, Lewis.
Is there only so many allowed on there, Lewis? Why is it being
I
loaded?
recycled it. I didn't know you were gonna go for it again.
Those things right there are what we're going to do. Lewis apparently has not been brought in on the brief. It is going to be weekly segments like the VFW Chronicles, right? We're going to weekly cover this. So that needs to be there.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, you can drop it. We're trying to be an official news. Can you put
Yeah. Wait.
Can you put it on me? No, you're good.
No, okay.
Drop it. Put the camera on me.
Good God, man.
I am a lifetime member of the VFW, which is the first step in my running of the 2027 probably national commander.
Are we gonna pick it? I mean,
Oh, we're going.
we're doing
What I'm going to do
campaign?
is I have to change. I have to inflect good positive change on the post that I belong to.
Oh boy.
I have to get a letter from the state, which everybody says won't happen because that's where it starts getting political. Without the letter from the state, I cannot be considered.
We'll just lie about them.
Yeah. So that is it. Not much to say other than I'm putting where my mouth is. I'm a lifetime member of the VFW. $440 later that my wife found out about a week later.
One-time payment.
But it was a lot, and she was not expecting to see that. Babe, it's for the podcast.
For the people.
No, it really is. Like we are going to be very involved in this VFW. That's literally next door to us. Live shows, show change, show that people, GWAT vets can make a change in the local posts and try to lead from the front. So
Saturday,
that's what we are doing.
they have bowling tournament on Saturday.
Yeah, don't forget.
I already missed the meeting
steak.
to vote me in. So technically, you have to be voted.
You're
in
off
the
to a good
VFW.
start.
Yeah, I missed it. Tuesday, I was sitting around, I was laying around. We were watching Christmas movies. I was like,
Supposed
I
to be
feel like I
doing
was supposed to be doing something. It was last Tuesday, the first Tuesday. I'm like, what the fuck was I supposed to do today? And I remembered at 4 a.m. on Wednesday, I missed the meeting. So there's that. Really, gonna hit on Patreon real quick. If you guys haven't, consider joining our Patreon. I think after Thanksgiving, latest beginning of next year, but maybe in December, we're going to be launching our Friday show. We will be Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We will be remote, all of us together remote on Patreon for an uncensored version. Obviously, when you guys watch this, we're cornballing it up, but we're about 80%.
Yeah, I can get a lot worse.
Yeah, and on top of that, we really are trying to branch out more mainstream, and we are not, some of the things we say, like the reel I put out on Instagram this morning, we probably can't do too much of that anymore. Still trying to have fun while we're small time, but our goals and aspirations might not allow us to talk about some of the things that, like George Floyd. So therefore, Fridays will be 11 to 1 on Patreon. I don't think I'm not going to guarantee it this week, but by January 1st, we will be launching the Friday shows. Same thing, same as this, except we'll all be remote, but we'll be unhinged and uncensored.
So, and here's the reason. One of the reasons why
Patreon.
I promote and on Patreon is because it's a significant drive for me and Mike.
It is, yeah.
And anything you guys can do to help offset that.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. I'm glad you brought that up. These guys don't get enough credit. Every Monday and every Thursday, these guys drive at minimum 2 hours without traffic. That's without traffic. So Jimmy has to leave his house at 5 a.m. to be here at 8, because if he left any later than 5 a.m, he hits Tampa traffic and he hits Orlando traffic back to back, and he's late. So he has to leave at 5, get here before traffic, then try and get some sleep. Mike drives 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
It's right, a little under 2. It's not terrible.
Every week. These guys, and this is there and back twice a week. That's 4 hours a day in the car, and it's just it's a lot. These guys, we believe in the in studio feel, the vibe. Right. It's just you can't get this anywhere else. You can't get it remote. We do separate ourselves from other podcasts by starting a broadcast, and we do separate ourselves from other broadcasts by having multiple hosts that want to be in studio together. Not unfortunately, it's just through time. That is funding. That is a funding thing. People have to be compensated. It is fun to do this, and we are doing this under the guise, under the principles of informing and making God's warriors laugh. And so it means a lot to us. So Patreon helps. You guys becoming members on YouTube helps. We do anything we can. We take requests, anything you guys want to see. We put our workouts on there. I don't really think anybody's too impressed with our workouts, but I'm going to get him juiced to the gills on gear.
I'm back on cycle. So they're picking up. So I actually joined, because I'm Anytime Fitness back home. I actually joined the Crunch Fitness here on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Normally I go to the gym after the show, work out, and then come back and fuck off until the night shift.
Yeah. And I mean, we do random shit. Obviously we'll have a scheduled Friday show that's 11 a.m. just like this one on Patreon. But we jump on Patreon all the time and shoot the shit. Yeah. And I don't care if there's one other person on there. That's the whole point of Patreon, is to be able to go live and just talk. I mean, obviously on here, we're running a show. We've got guests coming in. We've got papers flying around. We're passing each other. We're trying to cover all these topics in a 2-hour period. So you guys obviously talk, and we can't see as much as we want to. Patreon allows us to just straight up, the whole point of its engagement. So
super chat.
Yeah, super chat.
Mm-hmm. From Isaiah. Yep.
Isaiah, thank you. Some young guys still set the culture. New guys are just afraid of doing the job. Body cams, admin, lack of training. Dude, I
think you guys are overconfident. These guys, a lot of the guys I see, they don't understand consequences, and that things can end very bad.
They don't understand consequence, and they also don't. They're terrified. They're terrified of losing their job, and I cannot I cannot stress enough to you the importance of being able to walk away from any job, especially one that people's constitutional rights are involved. I mean, if you were getting fucking dicked around at fucking UPS, you're gonna leave the job. It's a job. You have a lot of guys they work 5 different jobs in their career. They have a 401k. It's a job. Police officer is still a job. It's more of a dedication, I believe. I really do. It becomes a lifestyle. The blue line, your family has to go through all the trauma of your wife has to lay there in bed every night thinking, am I going to come home? He's a cop wife. He has to think the same thing about his wife. You have to teach yourself to go to bed without your significant other there. It's a lot. It becomes a culture. It becomes a community. It becomes a way of life. But at the end of the day, brother, it's a government job.
It is. And my big, and like, not to go back crazy, but me and Dom talked about, but the fact that it is a job, but it's so important. It's a very important job that these guys don't take it serious these days. And I'm not saying, work 24 hours a day and all that, but you should know the laws. You should know when you can detain somebody, when you can go in somebody's house, all these things. And I think it's gotten worse where we all, we thought the 70s and 80s guys were just like maniacs. They were just doing whatever they wanted. No body cam. This shit's happening on body cam. Dudes are doing dumb shit and they're not learning from it. That's my problem, is they're not learning from all these mistakes that are being made and they're not taking it serious. And I get it. I agree. Family is all that is the most important thing. But when you go do this job and everybody's relying on you to be the one with the answers and the professional and know how to drive an outcome of a call to a good area or good resolution, and you're not taking that serious, that's where I think people get frustrated. And that's what I've seen, where when I got demoted, I can tell you, I dedicated 18 and a half years. I worked so much and I cared so much about every single call. I didn't blow off reports, and it can be gone like that. And at the flip side, there's guys that just don't ever do anything, and they can navigate this job and just make it to that end. And that's where the inner police struggle is you will always be rewarded more for never getting in trouble but never doing the job correctly than if you go out and do it really, really good. And then by nature, you're going to get more mistakes, like driving. I'm more likely to get in a crash than most people because I'm driving
or you
2 hours
under
a
a
day.
tree and just wait.
So that's where the frustrating part comes in for your hard charging cops, and they kind of shut it down.
Well, shouldn't you also be talking about like, hey, if you're an older guy, you need to be teaching?
The problem is you can't anymore, man.
Dude, these young kids. No,
I'm sorry.
No,
I feel like that was
it's a great question.
It's the greatest question ever. It's common sense, right? To you as an outsider, it's common sense.
If you, again, UPS, you show up at UPS, you're a grown man, you're 24 years old, first real career. You've been working odd jobs here and there. This is my first real job. I'm excited, babe. By fucking pension, days off, like vacation, the whole 9 yards, full-time work. You're going to go in there, and the guy that's training you're going to be, yes, sir, cool. I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know this. Okay, awesome. There's no pride involved. It's a new job. These fucking kids coming in today, you cannot teach them. You cannot tell them what to do. They know everything. It's a machine that has trained cops for 50 years, but the problem is it's overdone it now. And instead of making cops confident and you should know the answer, they're coming out of the academy. I do know the answer.
And then, Jimmy, we're riding down the road. You're completely fucking up all day.
Yeah.
I go to the station. I go, Jimmy's not it. He's not it. I've been with him for 3 weeks. He's not it. You know, they go, maybe it's you guys just don't connect. Well, we'll send him to somebody else. And then that guy's a company man. That guy goes, oh, Jimmy's great. And you get put out on the road. That's a disservice to you, your family, and the citizen, because now you go out there, get killed or do some dumb shit, and I'm gonna go.
So
I told you, motherfuckers, Jimmy wasn't
that. Oh man, that fucking kills me, because it's like, hey, dude, if I'm the field training officer, I'm training you because my life Monday might depend on you being.
I wish everybody thought like that. I wish
or your friend's life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's an army mentality.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Jimmy. If you didn't like your drill sergeant, can you pick a new one?
No, of course not. I got
cop culture. In cop culture,
drill sergeant Snodgrass. I still remember that guy.
In cop culture, you can now, if you have a bad experience, and now a lot of people will correct me now, and that's great if you work for an agency right now that does not do that. You're just 5 years behind the times, brother. I'm sorry, but Now they're going, well, let's try a new FTO. Maybe it wasn't a good relationship. Like you don't get to pick.
I've watched females, and
It's
there's
mainly
one
females
that
that do it.
made me one that sticks out that never, ever should have been put through the program. And every FTO said, please don't let me get her because I know they're going to want me to put her through. She's dating at the time a very high ranking officer in the agency. Please. And she got put through. And then she ended up not going through because they figured it out. But it's like you're under the pressure in the gun. Let me tell you what I did to a trainee, and I got in trouble. And this was my way of dealing with it. We had a call where a trainee pulled up to a burglary, and he's on his phone. I'm watching him. I'm fucking furious. He's texting. He's looking at the notes, and it was a burglary. Probably ended up being nothing. But he pulls up right in front of the house, which is first no.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so he pulls out, he gets out, he talks to the neighbor, and the neighbor says, yeah, there was somebody looking around the house, looking in a window earlier, but I think they left. I hear the conversation. I'm sitting in the car, and it was. I knew it wasn't a serious call, but he didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gets back in the car, and I'm like, what'd you get? And he's like, yeah, I said, did you go look at the rear of the house? He's like, no. I'm like, did somebody break in and maybe there's somebody in there? There's a window broke. And he's like, oh, no, I didn't think of that. I'm like, well, why don't you go do that? So he goes around, walks around the house, comes back. He's like, now the house is secure. All the windows are secure. I'm like, okay. So I get in the car and I'm like, you really fucked that call up. And I look over, he's driving down the road and he's fucking texting on his phone. And I'm looking at him. And I said, hey, man, I said, there's a gas station over here. I said, pull in. He says, okay. I said, pull in. I'm like, let's get a drink. He gets out of the car, walks around. I get in the driver's seat. I back the car out and I leave him. Drive away. And I leave. I leave and I get a call from a great friend of mine, Scott Spizzato, who's one of my FTOs and great cop. And he says, how long? He calls me because the guy called him. He's like, it's been like 45 minutes. He's like, how long are you leaving him there? I was like, I'm not fucking going back, dude. He's like, I'm sick of this kid. He's like, you're going to leave him there? I'm like, you're going to have to go get him, Scott. I'm like, I'm not going back. And Scott went and picked him up. And that's handled between FTO, the old school way, because we didn't do any paperwork. We didn't have, now you'd have to be like, he was transferred to a new FTO. What was it? I just called Scott. I said, I'm fucking done with him.
Be fucking
Yeah.
toast if
This
you
is
left the trainee
2014, 15, 16, still before it got crazy. But I was like, I'm not fucking going back. He's not getting in my car. So Scott went and picked him up and like took him the rest of the day. And then the next day he came back to me. I fucking lit him up. And of course he's not he never should have been a cop, and he's not a cop. But
so what you're saying is if you're a youngster that maybe, came out of college and you go through the program, you might just want to shut the fuck up and learn what
they won't do it.
I wish. Any job, dude. It's like any job. And sometimes jobs don't. You're not good at something. You can ask any of the fucking sponsors we work with or any business. Tyler's not a salesman. I fucking suck at sales. I'm just not inherently good at it. It would take tons of formal education for me to just get by doing it, right? Too much. I'm not naturally, I'm not just naturally skilled at it. I would never go try to be a salesman. If I tried to, somebody at that organization or that business would go, Tyler, hey man, do you think this might not be the job for you? Because it makes sense. Sometimes people just aren't meant to be cops. It's not a fucking diss. It's not a fucking stab at their fucking manhood. It's not an insult. It's just a job. And sometimes people aren't good at jobs. Dude, I could never be a construction worker. I could barely work a fucking drill. I'm not going to show up at a construction site. I mean, I've been hurting for money before, but that is not going to happen.
But now, because of manpower issues,
you can go on a construction site.
I had a guy that was 6 months off of FTO, who was basically a coward. And they're like, hey, this guy's a coward. I'm like, so why does he still work here? So they put him back with me. He's going to go back into FTO after being off for 6 months, and he's going to work with you. And I took him to the hood, and he was gone by that night. I got him. I said, I made him pull over the Chargers and the Ultimas, and by the end of the night, he turned his shit in the next day. He's like, I'm out of here. But imagine in a career where you can
that's actually
fail.
That's a great thing.
That is. But imagine where you could be so bad at your job, like Jimmy, you've built 3 houses and they're crooked, or Tyler, the fucking plumbing is run through the attic and everything's wrong. Well, I don't care. Well, you're right. We're just going to put you. We'll send you with a different builder. He'll teach you better.
Send you to another house. To fuck up.
You go to that house now, and I don't want to do that. Oh, you don't want to do that? Sorry. Because the administration they've cooked this job so bad that where once everybody wanted to do it, now nobody wants to do it, and the people getting into it. I think that's Dom's whole thing is they're getting into it for the wrong reasons. They want to be social media stars. They want to have a badge and a status. They're not thinking about losing a fellow officer.
Permeating the military too, by the way.
Well, I believe it is. I'm sure. I see all the garbage on TikTok in the military.
I've heard, I mean, ever since once you get out of the military, you hear all these rumors like, oh, it's changed. And as you get out, you have less and less and less buddies in there. And
the ones that you do have, like 2 of my buddies that are still in, they're both sergeant majors.
yeah, like,
Really?
I mean, but like, remember when we got out? I mean, sure, we got out around the same time and they were pulling out fucking stress cards. Was that real?
Not that I'm aware of. Like, what was.
What?
Somebody wants to see you read a kid's book. I don't think you can do it.
That's been the joke since he read the Tim Kennedy book, though.
Somebody laughed. Like 50 Cent did that to Floyd. He was like, "Hey, read a page of a Harry Potter book, and I'll donate to your charity."
You guys want to see it? I'll do it.
We'll do it tonight. How about a night watch?
Yeah,
Night
Okay.
shift.
Yeah. Night.
We're gonna get a couple.
Did you call it
yinglings
the
in.
night watch?
Night shift.
Oh, the night
Night
shift.
shift. We'll
Night
get a
doesn't even
couple.
know his own show.
Oh, my God.
I say night watch a lot because that was a joke on our shift. Night watch. We called it night watch.
Yeah. I mean, you guys just 69.
That's
in the parking lot
would
somewhere.
that wait, Isaiah, that's not nice. That's would Tyler without a list. So first off, you can't even type, but I can't help my lisp.
Dude, I didn't
Actually,
even know you
when
had a lisp until you told me.
Until so one time
I really don't notice it.
when I never knew I had one. And then I brought Brent on. And when Brent started co-hosting with me, somebody said, I like this podcast. Get rid of the retard with the lisp. And I was like, is it me? And I'm like, it's not Brent. And then the things when you hear yourself on YouTube or when you hear yourself, Brent legitimately looked at me and went, I think he's talking about me. I'm like, no, it's me with the lisp.
Well, I think that your ability to use onomatopoeia is a little bit off.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that means.
So onomatopoeia means if you don't have a word for it, so you make the sound. So like instead of going like,
Is it a handicap?
no, it's a
So when I say a word that has no meaning and I just kind of like mumble it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Like when you were trying to say, what were you trying to say earlier?
Predisposition.
Yeah.
Predisposed.
Yeah. You're like, where's the real those?
No, I just didn't know the word.
My wife gets.
So
on
you
me
think
about
I have
my
a
vocabulary.
list
No.
because I'm stupid?
So onomatopoeia is you use a word that imitates the word. So,
like LMNOP?
No. So like a cuckoo clock.
It's getting better. The story's getting better.
Cuckoo clock that's the sound that the bird makes. Cuckoo,
Yeah.
right? We call it a cuckoo clock. Cuckoo is onomatopoeia. So sometimes you're trying to say something and you're imitating what you're trying to talk about, and it comes out a little bit wild.
Can you give me an example?
I cannot give you one off the top of my head, but I had to use a big word today, and that's the one I picked.
Am I retarded?
Do you know what causes a lisp?
Down syndrome?
No. You're not good with your tongue. It says you incorrect placement of their tongue.
You asked my wife. I am good with my.
I was waiting for it.
I don't think she's
I
in the chat.
set
She's
you
got her
up.
nail. She's at her nail appointment, so I know she's watching, but she can't type.
I set you up for that one. I was hoping you're going to take it.
I'm not good at onomatopoeias.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah, Jimmy is Sergeant Major of the E4 Mafia.
I have, dude.
Jimmy the Joe.
So
Jimmy the
so
War vet.
Here's the thing. Jimmy made E4 twice.
Oh man, you got knocked down.
Yeah.
While you were in E4. How do you get? You're so fucked up that you get demoted from E4.
No, I made E4, made E5,
Oh, okay.
and made E4 again.
What'd you get out as?
I got as a 5.
Okay.
A promotable 5. My DDT 14 says 6, but I wasn't.
You guys want to know a funny story about me?
What?
I was planning on getting out. I was not staying in. And I had gotten in some trouble in the Army on the civilian side, and I'd already planned on beefing. I was like, I'm gonna need a resume if I want to be a cop. I have to. My next 5 years of my life have to be resume fucking killers. It's like everything has to be on a resume. So I was like, I need to get out as a sergeant. And they were having the E5 board at the end of the year, and so they, you know how it is, like the company kind of picks guys. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're E4 promotable. Like, we're gonna send these guys to the board. So I went and I went to the board, fucking killed it, by the way. They were like, you're the best, because I studied for it, and they were like, you're the best we've
They
seen.
pat
in
your
a while.
back. Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
story's not over.
All right.
So I go, I get it, I get pinned. I get pinned November of 2011, and I am ETSing January 2012. and they were fucking livid because I had
I would have been.
I had
too.
told them verbally I'm re-enlisting. I had given them like my verbal and I was like, you think I'm gonna fucking? I'm like, you think I owe you something?
Sucker.
You're a fucking E7 and you hate my guts. Like, why? I don't owe you 4 years of my life.
How
Like,
did that go?
They were fucking pissed.
And I would have been pissed if I was the guy that took
Yeah.
you to the port. I would have.
because I took up an E5 slot in that company.
So now they have to wait till next year.
and
to
I
do it
wanted
again?
the E5 on my resume. So sorry.
So you got out anyway?
Sometimes I turn the man around and butt fuck him for once in a while, dude.
We'll clip that.
The man being the government.
Okay.
Uncle
We're not clipping that part. We're gonna. Dude, we could just cut a reel
See
of
the-
all of the dumb
The
shit
new
that we say.
controversy that comes out today.
That's going on a
Hoover
lawsuit.
comes out gay today.
Also, one time I was doing EIB, and EIB was in December of 2011. I was like, I don't want to fucking do EIB, and I'm trying not to tell them I'm getting out. Like, I can't be like, yo, I'm getting out in February. Like ETS was February 2012. We were doing
Just
EIB.
fuck up hand grenades. You're done.
Oh no.
I fucked up.
Oh no. We did the PT test and I did 41 push-ups and I stood up. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm getting out. And the sergeant major came. He saw me get up and he saw the grader because they bring in EIB graders. Like, it's not.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring him in and this guy's like looking around. Like, I don't know if he'd never seen anybody do that. And the sergeant major saw me and just came running over. What the fuck are you doing?
And this is the 82nd.
I'm not doing
too.
EIB.
What
And-
are you doing?
And by the time the guy's like, it's time's up. Like, you can't. This is EIB. Like, you can't. Sergeant major can't go. No, he gets a redo. Like, it was done. It was over. It was EIB.
yeah.
Yeah, I went.
I'd already got a CIB. What do I need an EIB?
That's what I
for?
felt like. A real one, dude.
Dude, like,
I got the EIB. I missed it, so I just had got there, and I was brand new, like 4 months in. I didn't make it. I failed on calling in fire. Got the coordinates. All
yeah, call for
fucked up.
fire.
And then the next year I made it. True blue. I went through the first day, completed everything. I was ready. I was like, I'm not fucking. They were hard on us to get that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting out. I still had 2 years left, so I got it. And then I remember that was like being an FTO. That when I was an EIB grader, I was like,
Tyler,
I'm ready.
you know, you and me have the gold CIB now because we have EIBs and CIBs.
I don't have EIB.
Oh,
The whole point of that story is I couldn't do it.
Oh, fuck.
What was the thing called where you had to like look through the binoculars and remember everything? Salute.
Yeah, size, activity,
There you
location,
go.
uniform,
Yeah,
time, and
that was
equipment.
my grade. Size, activity, location.
Wait, no, right here.
uniform,
Let
time,
him go as fast as you can go.
Size, activity, location, uniform, time, and equipment.
What's the 9 line?
Low flying pilots eat tacos, salsa makes nachos nasty. So location and frequency or location.
I'm giving you grace. It's been a while since you rambled.
Location of the pickup site. F is freak. So I was basically putting them together. Frequency. E is special equipment need.
Ooh,
Speciality.
No,
Mexican.
wait,
Oh,
low
man.
flying pilot. Oh, P. Patients by precedence. E special equipment needed. T is patients by type. So, you know, ambulatory, non-ambulatory, like that.
Mhm.
S is security of the pickup site. M is method of marking. N is patients by nationality, and the second N is NBC.
Man, in the 2030 draft against the aliens, they still wouldn't take you. They'd be like, Jimmy, you don't know the 9 line.
I could do. I
The
mean, like,
military
dude,
doesn't
dude, I
Could
had
you
a,
imagine Jimmy's heart if they did a draft and they wanted all men capable of
Oh,
fighting?
man.
And they said, Jimmy, we don't need you.
I would go. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I would go fight on the other side.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That would probably break my heart so much I might start a pistol.
Really?
Oh yeah, like that would hurt so bad because there isn't a job that I loved more than being in the infantry.
Jimmy, you've been declined.
I thought we were playing the dad game.
That was a
again.
phone call.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you're sitting at home.
Uh-huh.
Is it you're watching TV?
You're playing Warhammer.
You're
Playing
Warhammer,
Warhammer
dude.
40K.
You're like, man, dude. I hope the draft against the we'll be realistic. China and Russia, but we're clashing with them. All of a sudden, it's boots on ground, right?
Yeah.
It's boots on. We never saw this coming, but it's boots on ground war.
And you guys are getting called back.
Yeah, and we're getting attacked on
done.
the eastern seaboard, man. Eastern seaboard, a bunch of predisposed nukes went off. The whole fucking eastern side of the country is completely needs to be fortified. There's naval warfare going on. We're blindsided, right? Maybe it's an inside job. We don't know. it comes on the news. Any, they're taking the U.S. government is taking any able-bodied male to fight against the Russia and Chinese governments. They're trying to not do a draft, so they're taking anybody they can. Any male that can literally walk and hold a gun, they are taking. All right. And then you're playing, you're just waiting on this call for days because you put in for it, right? It's not much. It's just a piece of paper.
Right.
You go, you put it in, and then they're gonna go, okay, Jimmy Arnett, boom, 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 service.
You know
okay.
something? I think this is the most I've ever heard you say at one time.
And then he goes, then you get the call. Hello, is this Jimmy Arnett?
Oh, it is.
Hey, this is recruiter Thompson over at the recruiting station down the road from your house. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing really good.
I know you've been watching the news.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. It's crazy out there, and we are so appreciative that you have put in this application to be redrafted in the United States military, Jimmy. First off, we want to thank you for your service that you've already done, and we want to continue to thank you for being the blue-blooded American that you are.
It's an honor to serve.
Unfortunately, we cannot take you into the military.
Well, why? Was it because I did gear?
No, Jimmy, you left that one out. Other than this literally wasn't an application. This was just a piece of paper with crayon on it saying Warhammer. It looks like it smells like whiskey. It's T4.
Trust me, that's going to be very helpful in the barracks again.
Okay. Anyways, Jimmy, we're really sorry. The country does not need your service, and we hope you have a great.
I was just waiting for the op-ed. I already knew I was going to do it.
Tyler has a really good fake news reporter caller voice.
I said blue-blooded. I meant to say red-blooded.
That's all right. You went. I mean,
I mixed up blue collar with red-blooded.
Yeah. Blue-blooded. Jimmy's a blue-blooded American.
Yeah, Blue Blood.
New thing.
Blue Blood is a show about cops. And,
Oh, there you go. That's probably what I thought.
and blue blood also means aristocratic and upper crust, uses big words.
Dude, bro. This Isaiah guy is an asshole, but he is fucking on point. Since Jimmy can't get drafted, he doesn't have a valid driver's license.
I do have a valid driver's license now, so he's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're also a dick, but you're wrong.
Oh shit. All right. Anyways, guys, give us 30 minutes to get the merch.
It'll be up.
Merch going. I know you guys have been looking for it. We're gonna have another thing up today. Thanksgiving tomorrow. The boys. Nobody spends the holidays alone. We will be live at 7 p.m. Thanksgiving, eating our leftovers. I got to eat the meal with the family around 2 or 3. But then, is football on all day, or is it just at night?
All day.
We're gonna cram it in between the 5 o'clock and the 8 o'clock game. We are going live at 7. If you're in your patrol car, if you're just sitting at home, if you're drinking, if you're eating, doesn't matter. If you're with the family and just want to break away for 10 minutes, we are going to be live on YouTube. It's not Patreon only. This is just for the boys. Holidays with the boys. No one spends holidays alone. And we will be in South Carolina, Ridgewood on December 6th, Friday and Saturday. So December 5th and 6th.
Yes.
We'll be there. If you live close to Ridgewood, South Carolina, and you want to show up, just DM us somehow, preferably Patreon, so we see it. And we'll get you squared away. Even if you want to just come hang out, I don't think they're going to charge people to come hang out. But we'll find that out for you. Other than that, boys, you got anything?
Nope. Tonight, 7 p.m., I'll be on Hot Topic. And then right after the night shift will be on 8 p.m.
Yeah, back-to-back lives.
I'll be
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Counterculture only in Copville. 7 p.m. for Hot Topic, then 8 o'clock live.
Dylan Super Chats. Thanks for the live tomorrow,
sir.
fellas.
Dylan is a big supporter.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
We did.
Dylan, CC, Clint.
We see all you guys, dude.
Yeah.
Cole.
Yeah,
we want to start this Friday night thing we're going to be doing also is a way for Patreon members to come on and talk with us so we can start putting faces to these fucking.
Yeah, it won't be broadcast anywhere else.
No, you're safe. You don't have to worry about it. It's Patreon only, so it's a way for us to put faces to names and names to faces. So
Clint, you better be there.
No, I want to keep.
I know. I don't.
Clint's
wanna
a
know.
treasure. He's a national treasure. He has
He
to be
is.
protected at all costs.
in the gov.
I don't want to know what he looks like. 'cause
Roll
I
up
will
in the
be-
gov.
And don't forget, we didn't show it, but there will be a new design dropped on the website as well. That'll go live here about 30
Allegedly.
minutes. Allegedly, there's a new
Allegedly,
design.
there'll be a new design.
That might be a pun, but yes,
It might be an onomatopoeia.
yes.
Yes.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today.
JV Team for Life.